Welcome back, everybody. So, as you can see, there are leaves on the ground, the trees are shedding, and it is getting colder. So, it's kind of one of those things where it is a now or never kind of situation. I have a small window to kind of get things done as far as the major cleanup, like the leaves and stuff, or majority of the leaves that are on the ground. As well, I still have to finish the front end of the fence. Yeah, fence. That's what it is. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to try to get these leaves collected, or at least in one area. That way I can kind of get that rolling for the week. I've got a lot of other stuff going on, so stay tuned. Here we go. Why I put it over here, because it's going to be a lot easier. If the wind blows, it's only going to take a small amount of the leaves back off here. I mean, I got almost 98%, I would say, of it. I'll be able to just pick it up, put it in the bag, and throw it in the trash, and we're good to go. Tea time. Okay, so now that I've got that taken care of over there, this allows this area to kind of dry out a little bit. I need to mow this, which I'm planning on doing that tomorrow or Sunday. Praying the Lord that it doesn't rain or blow hard or anything, or snow for that matter. I'm going to go and get started and start blowing out the sprinkler system so I can get that done and taken care of. And then as soon as I do that, I'm still debating on whether or not I want to start staining pickets right now. You really need a full day, and where this is the afternoon, I'm a little concerned about it being wet and then freezing overnight and stuff, because that'll play into some issues with the stain on the board. But I think where it's warm enough, and if I can get it lined out, keep it in the sun for as long as I can, I think I'll be okay, but we'll see what happens here in just a little bit. So I'm using this little 1.7 horsepower Husky. Well, I guess it's 5, but once you stick everything to it, it's 1.7. I've had this thing for a long time, and actually for about 4 years I didn't have this running because the belt burned out in it. The only drawback of this whole thing is the belt and the pressure release valve. Those two things apparently go out. The belt will actually, if it has dust on it, it will create a hot spot and just keep burning through that till it breaks the belt off. And it was at one time you had to buy the valve, the belt, and the bolt for this thing, and it was like $35 for this kit. Now you can just buy the belt, and it doesn't quite cost you as much. So I actually bought the belt off of Amazon, is where I got the belt from. So luckily I have it saved on there in case I have to buy another one. But this isn't the most optimal thing to be using to blow sprinklers out because it goes up to 125, and then once it gets to 125 psi and you plug it in, it just sucks the air out, and then anyway. Takes about an hour and a half to do my yard, an hour to cycle all 6 zones, and then I go through and I hit them about 1 to 2 more times just to make sure I have all the air out of it. Alright, so I got the sprinklers blew out. I've got the weeds, or excuse me, the leaves blowed to the fence so I can get it picked up. As you can see, I've got some lumber, so I picked up some lumber from Lowe's. I want to finish that fence side, as I said, and so that's the project for tomorrow. I was going to stain them tonight, like I said earlier, but I think it's best to start in the morning and let it have all day in the heat to work with. That's what the paint guy said there. A lot smarter plan. I did look it up just because I wanted to see if he's full of crap or not. He is not full of crap. It actually does say that it needs actual 48 hours in heat, or mid-mile temperatures are right about 70-ish degrees, in order for it to truly absorb in. I'm not going to have 48 hours. I'll have about 24 hours because I don't know what Sunday really looks like. It's supposed to be in the 60s. Who knows? But Sunday I definitely want to have that thing done and wrapped up. I want to have that. I guess I should turn it and show you. To show you. So tomorrow morning, as early as I can get, I want to be able to get that stuff to the landfill. My dad has some possible dirt Saturday or Sunday. I'm still trying to decide whether or not I'm motivated enough to go get that dirt because I have to unload it, which I'm not really looking forward to. So we'll see what happens with that. And I'll make that decision. If I can get all that done, then I'll be actually cutting out the plants in the back and just getting them thrown in along with the leaves and possibly a few more things to keep everything kind of down and stuff like that. So that's sort of the plan. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition or not, or if I'm just not that motivated. So that's all I got for the moment. So we'll see you tomorrow, possibly. Alright, so I am up moving around. It's fairly early in the morning. There's like not a peep going on this morning. I finally got to the point where the sun had arced far enough to start putting, you can see the dew on the yard. Neighborhood's quiet. I'm going to be making some noise. I've been up since 5:30. I don't know why, but I've been up since 5:30. So I don't think that I mentioned in the last video what I was actually using to put on these, so I figured I'd better take the time and tell you guys, because you're probably going, well, what are you using? All I saw was a yellow can. So what I'm using is Cabot's semi-transparent stain. It's a neutral base that I added the color New Cedar to. That's how you're getting the color on the fencing, is just from the additive into the semi-transparent. I thought about going clear at one time, just because I really didn't know if I wanted color. But as soon as I saw the color on that fence, the original fence that I did, which I'll spin around and show you, that's when I was like, yeah, that's the color that I want to go with. Excuse me. And I know a lot of people are going, well, yeah, but you could have got a fence that was already pre-stained. Yeah, that stuff that you get from the manufacturer, it's awful. It's awful to cut. It's awful to breathe in. Um, so, yeah, no, I wasn't interested in it at all. Plus, it had a little bit more of a red tint to it, and I don't want a red tint. I wanted kind of a brown kind of color and stuff, and because my back fence has a red tint to it when I used a bear stain. And I've got to say, you know, after it's been, let's see, I've been divorced for 11 years. I think it had to be 2 years, so maybe 13 or 14 years on that fence with that stain, and it's now finally starting to fade itself out to the point where I should have stained it years ago. But yeah, so I have to do everything in measurements in my divorce of how long I've been here. So I know my kids' mom's not going to like that when she sees that, but sometimes that measurement works a lot better than trying to remember how long I've been here. So let me just spin around here. That way I can kind of show you. Oh, shoot. My leg came out. So let me just spin around here really quick and I'll show you. So when I did that fence, that's when I decided to do that. Now I've pointed that fence out 100 times. And then that's the stain color there, which you can see it's pretty well faded after the full years on it and stuff like that. So, yeah. So let's jump on this and get this going. It's a bit breezy out here, so yeah. Alright, so I've got to get this brush, well I guess it's not brush, I got to get the flower bed cleaned out, get this stuff out of here. Tea time. I got to get that Russian sage out of here as well. So let's just get going and get this stuff chopped out. Well, I got one done. I ran into a slight problem. That has the tendency to be a problem when you cut through your cord. Damn! That's the third one I've done. Alright, so that kind of puts a kink in my plans here, because I just used all the wire connectors that I had for another project that I had. So that means I gotta go to Lowe's and pick up wire connectors, and I'm not doing it today. I've already been there once today, and I have no desire to go back, so yeah, I guess we're done for right now until I can get wire connectors, which will be tomorrow. So that's all I got. I've got to cut that stuff out. I'm going to put it in a pile. I'm going to blow the leaves back up onto the pile that I have over there. I have not been to the landfill yet to dump the stuff in the truck, so I still have that going on. That's my third power cord I've done that to in 4 years. I'm going to have to strap the thing to my body or something. Anyway, that's all I've got, so I'm gonna just wait, and I'll capture this on the next one. So at least I got the fence done. That's the most important part. I'll get the truck unloaded so I can get all this loaded back on and go back to the landfill. That way I don't have to try to stuff it in garbage bags and stuff, and at least they'll get it put where it needs to be. So yeah, I'm a little upset about that whole thing, but I guess I get what I get for sticking the blade in the wrong spot. So anyway, thank you all for watching. You keep watching, I'll keep posting. Have a good day. Well, I guess we're done for the day, because that kind of puts a kink into what I was going to be doing. So yeah, it's my third one. Good night. I'm gonna have to build something that like comes off me or something just to keep the damn cord away from me. That really sucks. Anyway, what do you do? So yeah, so tomorrow I'll go get those. I'm gonna get this cut out tomorrow. I gotta get the swamp cooler out tomorrow too. I'm gonna put all this stuff in a pile. I'm gonna go take the truck to the landfill in the next couple days. That way I can get that done and out of the way. And then I'll get this picked up. I'm gonna blow these leaves off back into a pile since it's still falling off the tree here. So I guess I have a free night. Maybe I should make t-shirts. Free Jeff. It's not a bad idea. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. So I guess we'll see you on the next one.